I do mostly in-home services, so I'll drive from client to client. I get to work with children and their parents.
I'm in private practice in Marin County, and I feel like I have the most beautiful office in the best community, and I have the opportunity to work with fabulous families and wonderful kids.
I don't own a private practice. I'm the chief operating officer of a very large private practice in the Los Angeles area.
We are a multidisciplinary setting. We have speech, occupational, and physical therapy. We also encourage ABA therapists to come in. We have a nurse that comes in as well.
I actually had a private practice in my early years, and I focused on accent modification, so working more in the corporate sector. I think people go into private practice because they want autonomy. They are typically consummate professionals who know the right way to serve the needs of a variety of people and want to be able to do that very well without the restraints of either the educational environment or a hospital environment. So you have a lot of independence. I've also seen a lot of people go into private practice when they have specific areas of expertise.
You know, we don't think that people should go into private practice fresh out of school, because you do need to have a certain amount of seasoning.
There is a lot of preparation that has to take place. You need to find out what your niche is and what kind of clients you want and are best suited to work with.
But once you really know where your heart is, then I think private practice is a fabulous, fabulous place to live.
I think it's important to build up your confidence to get to that level where you feel comfortable without having, because you have no safety net. You are on your own, you're responsible for everything that you do. And so once you've built that confidence, then it's just a matter of taking one step at a time.
For many of us, I think it's a building process like with any business. You know, you start out and you don't know where your next month's rent is coming from, and there's that fear of, there's no safety net, where's my retirement? And after a few years, I think many of us find that somehow, we are paying rent and we are getting some kind of a retirement saving happening, and we're really enjoying the flexibility that we have.
There's no course that says this is how you open a private practice. So it's definitely trial by fire. I had a lot of help and support from other people, other professionals who had already opened a private practice, and so they were able to guide me. So I think that having that network of support was really beneficial for me personally. ASHA has on their website, they have a private practice section where they'll go through and they will put things in there and say, make sure you have this, make sure you get your business license, make sure, so the basics are on there. I have a lawyer kind of opening things that way, starting the corporation and making sure that my own personal assets were okay and everything's done legally. And when it was just myself, it was one thing, but then adding in all the employees has turned it into the next level, and I'm still learning. I've been doing it private practice for about 10 years now, and I started getting employees about 3 years ago. And that's when everything kind of changed. And just this year, it was the introduction of insurance and getting into that as well. So everything's been kind of new, and 401ks. And so it's a completely new realm. And I'm kind of changing and growing as I go.